Good morning, everyone. Today we're going to do reissue of shares. In my previous video, I've discussed forfeiture of shares and various cases of that. Today, and also there is a video on reissue theory part. Today I'm going to do problems based on reissue of shares. Right? The journal entries of reissue is previously discussed in one of the video. The link of that video will be shared in the description box. So please watch that before you watch this. So let's get started with the problems. So these are the 5 questions which I'm going to do today, 45 to 49. 45th question. Z issued 10,000, Z Limited issued 10,000 shares of face value 10 rupees each, payable 3 on application, 3 on allotment, 4 on first and final call. All money was duly received except the call money on 100 shares. These shares were subsequently forfeited by the directors and resold as fully paid up for rupees 100. Give journal entry for the following transactions. So here a shareholder have made a default in the payment of call money and 100 shares were forfeited and it was subsequently resold for a lump sum of 500 rupees. So let's see how to pass the journals for this now. I'm not going to do the journals for any other stage. I'm going to do it only for forfeiture and reissue today. So this is forfeiture of shares issued at par. So the forfeiture entry would be question number 45, journal entry, share capital account data. I'm not writing everything in full form because of lack of space. Share capital account data. Two, share call. To share forfeiture account. Now the breakup. How many shares are forfeited? 100, isn't it? And what is the called up value per share? If you read the question, you will understand. Everything is called up till 10 rupees. So 10. The default or the arrears is only in call money. So 100 into 4. Forfeiture is the amount paid by the shareholder. He paid till the allotment. So that means 100 into 6. So 1000 rupees, out of which 400 arrears, 600 already received. So this is share forfeiture entry. Of course, you have to write the narration. Next, reissue entry. Bank account debtor, leave a line and then credit share capital account. Now, bank is nothing but the amount received at the time of reissue. The shares were reissued for a lump sum of 500 rupees. So in later sums, you will see that the reissue price is per share. Here it is lump sum. So all these 100 shares were reissued to a person for 500 rupees. So bank will be debited by 500. Now what do you credit share capital with? How many shares are there? 100 shares. What is the called up value? 10 rupees. So that means 1000 rupees worth of shares reissued for 500 rupees. So that means there is a loss here, isn't it? So share forfeiture account debt are 500. This is like a balancing figure. Now at the time of forfeiture, there is a gain of 600 rupees and the time of reissue there is a loss of 500 rupees. So what is the net gain? 100 rupees, isn't it? It is the same category of shares in which one fellow originally paid 6 rupees and he didn't pay 4 rupees, so we forfeited. The same shares were given to a third party for a lump sum of 500. That fellow have paid a lump sum of 500. So in that transaction, the company have made a loss of 500. So if you see the net gain, that is 600 minus 500, which is 100. So the gain on forfeiture will be transferred to capital reserve account. So that would be share forfeiture account debtor to capital reserve. Difference between 600 and 500, so that's 100. Okay, so this is 45th question. Now let us do the next question, 46th. Alpha Limited forfeited 900 shares of rupees 100 each for the non-payment of allotment money of 30 rupees per share and first call money of 20 rupees per share. The second and final call of 25 per share has not been made. So called up value is only 75 rupees per share. These shares were reissued at 90 per share, 75 paid up. So let's start the journals for 46th question. The number of shares forfeited here is 900 and called up value at the time of forfeiture is just 75 rupees because the second and final call of 25 was not made. So share capital account debited by 900 into 75 to share allotment 900 into 30 to share call. Now whether you write allotment in arrears or you simply write calls in arrears and add both the amount is all fine. So I am writing share allotment and share call. Share call in the sense share first call in arrears, which is 900 into 220 and to share forfeiture for the amount paid by the defaulting shareholder, which the company is not going to return. So that is 900 into balance amount. Okay, that is 75 minus 50, 25 rupees. So let's write the amount now. 67,500, 27,000, 18,000, and over here 22,500. So this is the forfeiture entry. Now the reissue entry. Now all these 900 shares were reissued at 90 per share, 75 paid up. So that means reissue price is more than the paid up value. Bank account debit, leave a line and then write share capital. Share capital will be 900 shares, 75 paid up, whereas reissued for 900 into 90 per share. So 81,000 is a receipt, but the price is 67,500 for the share. So the difference is nothing but SPR. So to SPR account, which is 13,500. Now if you notice this properly, this is a profit on forfeiture and this is also a profit on reissue, right? So SPR will go to a different account, isn't it? Therefore, the profit on this forfeiture and reissue is only 29,500 and this amount will be transferred to capital reserve account. So forfeited shares, share forfeiture account data, to capital reserve. In short, C/R, 22,500. In previous question, we subtracted the figures because there was a loss at the time of reissue. Right here, there is no reason for loss because the reissue price is more than the paid up value. So hence there is an SPR factor. And SPR will go to a different account called security premium account. Isn't it? SPR is a security premium account. So the profit that we get in the forfeiture will be transferred to the capital reserve account. Next question, 47th one. Max Limited forfeited 500 shares of 100 rupees for the non-payment of first call of 20 per share and a final call of 25 per share. 250 of these shares were reissued at 50 per share, fully paid up. Now, if you read this one closely, the number of shares forfeited are 500 and number of shares reissued is 250. So that means there is a difference between the number of shares. In previous two questions, the forfeited shares and the reissued shares were same in number. But here only half of the forfeited shares are reissued. Alright, so there is something new to learn here. Now, 47, journal entry. Share capital account data. To share, and let me find what all he hasn't paid. First call and final call. So share first call, to share final call, to share forfeiture. Account. 500 shares forfeited, called up value 100 rupees. 500 shares in which first call money of 20 rupees not paid. 500 shares in which final call of 25 not paid. So 500 shares in which 45 rupees not paid. So 55 paid, isn't it? So 50,000 debit, 10,000 credit, 12,500 credit, 27,500 credit. Now let's pass the reissue entry. Bank account debtor. Let's leave a line and write share capital. To share capital account. Number of shares reissued is 250 here. And reissue price is 50 rupees per share, fully paid up. So 250 into 50, paid up value at the time of reissue is 100 rupees, because the shares were originally issued for 100 and all 100 was called up, right? So debit 12,500, credit 25,000. So there is a difference. So difference is the loss on reissue. So share forfeiture account is debited by the remaining amount of 12,500. You can take that as a balancing figure also. Now, let me tell you the important topic now. Share forfeiture account is credited by 27,500. This is nothing but profit on forfeiture, and this is loss on reissue, right? But since the number of shares are different, the forfeited number of shares is 500, the reissued number share is 250. I cannot compare these two values because the number of shares forfeited out of 500 shares that is taken back by the company, only 250 is reissued. So I can compare only for that 250 shares, not for the entire 500. The remaining 250 shares which the company forfeited but not reissued will be still with the company. So we cannot compare the gain or profit on that transaction. Hence, I'm going to do a small working note to let you understand this. You can do it here also. See, this is the profit on forfeiture for 500 shares. If it was 250, then what do? You just do 250 into 55, isn't it? In case of 500, let us assume that is 250 shares is forfeited. Then this would have been 250 into 55. So what do you get as your amount? Try to fix it, come on. And that amount will be subtracted from the 12,500 figure. So 250 into 55 is nothing but 13,500. 13,750, I beg your pardon. 13,750. I'm repeating this point again. The previous entry was, the forfeiture entry is for 500 shares. And we are not going to disturb any of the figures or the entries here. We are just going to take our pencil and do a rough calculation over there, taking 250 shares and multiplying with the same forfeiture amount, price of 55 rupees. So you get 13,500 when you do that as a rough. So do it in pencil. Then compare these two quantities. The difference is the profit that we transfer to capital reserve account. Share forfeiture account debtor to capital reserve amount will be 1250. Hope this is clear to you. Now let's do the next sum. Now 48th question. 48 is on 1st May 2021, Money Plus Limited forfeited 200 shares of rupees 20 each, 15 per share called up, on which 10 rupees per share has been paid by A. The amount of first call of 5 per share has been unpaid. 10 days later, director reissued this 3 at 15 per share paid up for rupees 10 per share. So pass the journal entry for the same. So forfeited number of shares is 200. Of that only 15 is called up. So share capital will be 200 into 15 to share first call, to share forfeiture. This will be 200 into 5 and here it's 200 into 10. So that is 3000, 1000 and 2000. Now reissue entry. Bank share forfeiture to share capital. Bank account debtor to share forfeiture account debtor. Bank account debtor, share forfeiture account debtor to share capital account. So how many shares? All this 200 shares. Reissue price is 10 rupees per share. Paid up value is 200 into 15. So therefore 2000, 3000. So the difference is 1000 rupees. So this is for 48th question. Now for 49, the last question. And the 49th one, Director of Maharana Limited resolved on 1st May 2020, 2000 equity shares of rupees 10 each. 2000 equity shares of rupees 10 each on 7 rupee 50 paise being forfeited for the non-payment of final call of 2 rupee 50 paise. On 1st June, 1800 of these shares were reissued at 6 per share. So the number of shares forfeited is 2000, number of shares reissued is 1800. So share capital account to share forfeiture. This is 2000 into 7 rupee 50 paise. This is 2000 into 2 rupee 50 paise. 2000 into 7 rupee 50 paise. No, 5 rupee 50 paise. Capital account is not 2000 into 7 rupee, it is 10 rupees because 10 rupees called up. So 20,000. Share final call will be 2000 into 2 rupee 50 paise. 2000 into 2.5 is 5000 rupees. So remaining is 2000 into 7.5, that is 15,000. Now this is forfeiture entry. Now reissue entry. Bank account debtor to share capital account. As you should leave a line in between. Bank account debtor to share capital account. So bank would be 1800 shares and 1800 shares were reissued for 6 rupees per share. So which is 10,800. But the issue price, the price of the share is 10 rupees. So 18,000. Therefore, there is a loss factor in that share forfeiture account, debited by the difference, which is 7,200. Now, the actual number of shares that is being forfeited is 2,000. but reissued is for 1800. So let's convert this figure for 1800. So now do 1800 into 7 rupee 50 paise in rough. Which works out to 13,500. Now the difference between this and this will be transferred to capital reserve. So the journal entry will be share forfeiture account data to capital reserve. 13,500 minus 7,500, 6,300 rupees. Okay, so I have explained some basic questions on forfeiture with reissue. Do watch this video again, work out the same sums and try more sums in this. Thank you.